I admire you for wearing that shirt after the performance you guys just had.
First time, first playoff win in like fucking 40 years.
Win,
Yeah, I don't count the one versus the Hawks. That's a gentleman's sweep.
but I'm talking about the L you just took.
So gotta support them.
Welcome back, everyone. We took a couple weeks off because there's nothing to talk about, but there's stuff to talk about now. Um, I almost just said I'm Eric. It's a little late, okay?
I'm
Timberwolves
Rodney.
Timberwolves just finished.
Who
Um,
won?
what?
Who won?
Who do you think won?
Timberwolves.
No, the soon to be
I
3-time MVP.
No, Embiid's gonna win. But go ahead, continue.
I don't know if you heard. He just won those because he was white. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's tough. That's tough. Anyway, uh, listen, we're back, and we got a lot to talk about. Jalen Hurts signed a new contract. C.J. Stroud's falling to the depths. But here's the main thing I think we should start the show with.
How did I know that was gonna happen? How did I know?
Take my breath.
Yeah, take my Pirates.
2 weeks. Sorry, let me try that again. 2 games in a row. We've scored so many runs that the Colorado Rockies had to throw a position player on the diamond.
2 days in a row.
2 games in a row.
2 days. All right, I'm checking the record right now.
I'll tell you what it is. They're 11-7. They just
Nope,
swept the
they won.
Rockies.
So 12-7.
Oh, they're 12-7. Excuse me. Swept these Rockies. They got 4 with the Reds at home. McCutcheon's hitting like 330. Are you kidding me?
McCutcheon's killing it. Not
Oh
gonna
no,
lie.
Cruz is freaking taking a bubble bath with the broken ankle. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter.
Is this their best start since they made the wild card game?
Are you insane? They had seasons. They for the first time I think the history of the Pirates, they had back-to-back 100 loss seasons. So yeah, it's a pretty good
Yeah,
start.
they've been pretty bad.
This is the first time they won 3 games in a row in like 4 years.
That's bad.
And listen, this isn't a baseball podcast, but if they keep winning,
Now it is.
if they keep winning, but no, I just wanted to brag about the Pirates just for a second there. The Knicks,
We look decent. We did our job. We're 1-1 on the road. Got to win 2 at home. We should be fine. This is the best matchup they're gonna get. And now if they win, we're gonna play the hurt Bucks.
they're not going to win. They're not going to get out of.
Eastern,
They're playing
we're gonna be in the
Donovan's.
Eastern Conference Finals.
No, no. I will say for all the crap we talk on the NBA, the playoffs are great. They're always great, and that's what makes
because
the
you know
regular season
why?
even worse.
Correct. You know why?
Why?
Because people actually play defense.
It's so fun. The Lakers didn't even score 100 points today. The Lakers.
How many times have that happened? How many teams haven't scored 100? Knicks, Lakers,
The
Nets.
Timberwolves scored
I'm
80.
like, that's what I'm saying. They actually try. So it's like the regular season, 20 teams make it. They're like, man, let's get through this, slap it out. Oh, playoffs come, let's go.
The
That's why the
Lakers
All Star game sucks.
scored 93 points today. That was their lowest output of the whole year.
Whole year. I wonder why. Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Anyway,
Anyway,
how did the Grizzlies win without Ja?
because the Lakers aren't that good.
I guarantee the Lakers beat the Grizzlies.
Wow, you're really going out on a limb there.
You don't think so?
You want to put some money on that?
You text me after the podcast.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But yeah, man, the playoffs have been fun. The Warriors. Let's talk about that. Guess who put two bucks on the Kings to come out of the West?
The war happening with the Warriors is everything I expected. They're
I
playing a young team and they can't win on the road.
we can get into is Draymond being suspended, but real fast because the Jazz didn't make the playoffs first time in 6 years. But they'll be back next year. Don't you worry. I put money on teams that I just, the Jazz were in the playoffs, so I just try to pick teams to root for. I put $1 on the
Okay.
Cavs to get to the finals
So
just
what?
because their odds are like 4,600. So it's like we might as well put $1 on them if they win the finals,
Right.
you win $46. And then the Clippers and the Kings both had plus 5,000 odds to go to the finals.
To make the finals?
To win the finals.
Or
to win the championship. So I put $1 on. I think I put $1 on the Clippers and then 2 on the Kings. The Kings, they're a 3 seed. If they can get out of this first round, this might be arguably the hardest team they have to play in Golden State. And so far, they're kicking some butt. The Clippers, my thought process was they're probably not going to beat the Suns. But if somehow they get out of this first round and Paul George comes back, they're the odds-on favorite to win the championship. I'm going to be $100 richer. And, maybe I'll donate to charity or something. Probably.
And then you're going to put 100 on Pirates winning it all.
That would probably win me $1 million. But yeah, we're going to get into Jalen Hurts in a second, real fast.
Okay.
Draymond Green should not have been suspended. However, couldn't be happier. Like I said, as a guy who bet on the Kings to win it, people are like, now we're not going to get to see Draymond. No! I don't want to see Draymond. I want him gone. I want all of those Warriors to never play another basketball game as long as they live. Actually, that's not true. They can play all the games they want. I just never want to see him again. So it's like, Draymond's not going to get... I don't care. Get him
Game
out.
4 is going to be the last game Draymond plays as a Warrior.
That's facts. Unless he gets suspended again. It's like, Draymond, I told...
Wait, how do you get suspended again if you don't play?
That's good. Well, hey, Draymond will find a way.
He's gonna tweet something. Yeah, he's gonna tweet something.
He's gonna say he call Adam Silver a cracker or something like that. Like, the only reason I say that is because Antonio Brown did that to Mike Mayock. I'm a Ray fan. If you couldn't tell, if you're Steph Curry, how do you not punch Draymond Green in the face?
Because 1, you've been playing with him for like 10 years, so you're used to it. 2,
he cost him a championship the last time he got suspended.
Agreed. But I think if you watch really both games and watch like clips and highlights, so Bonus been like ripping and tugging Clay and Draymond all games.
Oh, 100%.
Like he's doing that on purpose. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? And they're not calling it. And Draymond only got suspended based on his reputation in the playoffs.
Well, I think he got suspended for 2 reasons. Number 1, because he started doing the victory lap in the arena, like yelling at fans.
That was so funny.
And number 2, Adam Silver is sitting in the stands watching all this. And Adam Silver gets called a pushover and all this stuff. So he's like, you know what? Suspended for
why is he at that game? Why? Out of all the games, why is he there?
Well, hey, it was the best game to be at. Also, people were saying, like, Sabonis, like, obviously, yes, Sabonis grabbed him. He got a flagrant 1, and Draymond got a flagrant 2. That was reffed perfectly, in my opinion. But they were like, where's he supposed to step? Do people not have eyeballs? The only way he was able to kick him is because he got out of the grasp of Sabonis, which means that he could have just run away.
You think that's a flagrant 2?
Yes, he kicked him. I can't stand people like Draymond who are like, what was I supposed to do? Just own it, be a villain, and say I kicked him. You know what Dylan Brooks would have done? Dylan Brooks would have said I kicked him, because Dylan Brooks is like a real villain. Call LeBron James old today.
Well, yeah, good.
Just own it. I'm just saying, just own it, Draymond. You kicked him.
A lot of NBA players are like, that's the most bullshit call. Let's keep it PG. That was the wrong call. Like Damian Lillard said, he shouldn't have got suspended. Shouldn't have got flagrant 2. What is he supposed to do? Like, and then I think someone else came out. I think Jamal Crawford said or something like that. I forget. I was like, so all these NBA guys are like backing up Draymond, but then like yell at Draymond because he's a dirty player. I'm like, that makes no sense.
Well, I agree that he should not have been suspended, but as a chronic Warrior hater, I couldn't be happier. They cheated for 3 years.
Once he got ejected, I knew they were done. They had lost all momentum and they had 0 life left to win that game.
And there's a good point that I think Charles made on Inside the NBA after that game, that he's right. Is the only unfortunate thing about all that is we're taken away from the fact that the Sacramento Kings are legit. They're good. And it clearly doesn't matter that they don't have experience. They don't care. They don't care.
I think if they make the Western Conference Finals, it's gonna hurt them.
The Kings.
Yeah,
Well, listen, if as long as they're playing the Clippers, I don't care.
true.
um,
But
yeah.
the Clippers, oh no, Clippers play the 1 seed, which would be the Nuggets. I can't believe Paul George isn't playing and the Suns lost game 1.
Well, the only hope I had for them to win that game and to win the series is for Kawhi to be what he was in Toronto. And so
He's
far, he's
he's
I mean, he's guarding Kevin Durant. You know who's
locked
not?
up.
You know who's not guarding Kawhi Leonard? Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
That matters. Kawhi is if Kawhi win if he wins a championship this year, is he a top 15 player ever?
top 10.
Wow. Three he'll have 3
Four.
finals MVPs on 3 different teams.
4 rings.
And he did it for 3 different teams.
He's top 10 all time.
Wow.
You see what Tyronn Lue said after they won game 1? They were like, "That's why he only played 42 games."
I would say
Like, this is why we sit him.
that's pretty good. That's pretty
But
good.
like, he sits because he knows those games mean nothing and they're gonna make the playoffs. Like, that's why he sits.
I got some breaking baseball news.
Oh, here we go.
The Oakland Athletics.
Going to Las Vegas?
Yeah.
No way.
Are closing in on a deal for $1 billion baseball stadium in Las Vegas.
I swear to God, I know you. That's crazy.
Wow. I mean,
It's the best thing for them. They had like 9 people at the game today.
did you hear the story about there's a possum living in their stadium?
No one's been going to the games for like 10 years.
Well, the Coliseum sucks. The Raiders had to play. Janikowski was kicking off second base off the baseball diamond.
That's bad.
And I miss it because it's nostalgic, but that was easily the worst stadium in the league. And moving to Vegas financially was the best thing the Raiders ever did. Hasn't won them any games.
Baseball should do the same thing, which sounds like they are.
All right, we're a football show. So,
we talk about both sports besides football.
right, you want to talk about hockey? No, because the Penguins will make the playoffs.
Easy.
Jalen Hurts.
Rangers 1-0.
Jalen Hurts. You just made me think about Jacob DeGrom getting shelled in his first start. Jalen Hurts got a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's like
250.
Oh, is it? Let me look up the exact.
No, I think it was 5 for 250.
Wow. Let me just look up.
And then like 190 guaranteed.
Well, there you go. What wasn't guaranteed? The whole thing. $255 million. 5-year, $255 million. Signing bonus of. Wow. He gets $23 million wired into his account the second he puts pen to paper.
That blows my mind. That should never happen.
Just like inhumanity, just like with anybody, you should just not have that much money in your bank account.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a real communist view there.
I'm just saying, like, what do you?
Am I allowed to say communist on YouTube?
No, PG.
Okay,
PG.
PG. Sorry.
So how much was guaranteed? You didn't say that part.
Oh,
You just talked about the
180,
bank
180,
transfer.
which is still less than Deshaun Watson's whole contract.
Exactly. So it blows my mind. So let me talk about that.
Go ahead.
I think he 100% deserves it because he brought that team to the Super Bowl, had a chance to win the Super Bowl, and no one expected that. And I think he 100% proved himself. So congrats on him. But going forward, what does this mean for everyone else? I'll let you talk about that.
Well, everyone else, you mean Lamar Jackson?
Correct.
Here's the thing.
I think he's been a number 1 topic every week.
Lamar, that's big time facts. Lamar needs an agent because he's not going to get a guaranteed deal. And, I was thinking about Lamar like I do, like we always do. He's a good kid. Do you think there's a chance he just doesn't want to be in Baltimore and he's just using this give me the guaranteed contract or else? Because he has to know now. Like, if he doesn't sign, I'm sorry, let me take that back. If there isn't news that they have re-engaged in talks within the next few weeks, he's not going to play for them. Because Lamar, the best player in the Super Bowl, was not Patrick Mahomes, it was Jalen Hurts. And he just signed a contract that's the most money in the history of football. and it wasn't fully guaranteed. Like that's just not. And this is also a quarterback that misses games because he gets hurt because he runs a lot. It's the same exact player that you are, except you get hurt more and you aren't as good. So like, what are we doing here?
So I think he this is like the main reason why he's like, I want this contract because he wants out. But I also think if they don't renegotiate, I think he's gonna end up playing for the Ravens.
Just on the tag?
Yes. So
Wow.
you're telling me you're gonna say I want 290 all guaranteed. Okay, great. You're not getting that. Now you're gonna sit out a whole year, and someone's gonna be like, you know what? He deserves that. What's gonna change?
I mean, we always bring up the last person to try to do this was Le'Veon Bell,
And
and
he
it,
got his money, but he sucked.
but also he kind of got screwed because James Conner came in and just played lights out. Now I don't think Tyler Huntley is going to come in and set the world on fire.
Yeah, but the difference is, any every year, some random team needs a new quarterback for something. Like, you know what I mean? If that makes sense, it's like
Right.
they're desperately in need of a quarterback next year. All this, it's like better than a running back.
Yeah, I don't
because
disagree. Yeah.
because running backs, everyone's like, oh, Le'Veon's done anyway. Running backs last 4 to 6 years, and he was like at that mark, so no one wanted to take a risk.
Well, yeah, I mean, Le'Veon is not a good example because he's a running back, but he's the last example of somebody doing that, just sitting out,
Yeah,
and it didn't work out. But
no
again,
way.
that had to do with that had to do with him being running back and the person behind him being really good. Yeah, I don't, and like I said, we could use this to transition into the CJ Stroud of it all. But there was a mock draft that you just said where the Ravens traded Lamar to the Texans and had the second pick, and they took CJ Stroud. Uh, who's to say that the Ravens are like, okay, if he's gonna sit, well, let's just take Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, you're right, and I think it's
He'll
kind of
be there.
weird how it's been like all quiet too. Like Lamar came out, what was that, like March, like 22nd, whatever, something like that, and ever since then, like not one word has been spoken about it. Like I know there's like all these like March Madness, baseball, playoffs now, but like how is no one ever talking about that? So it's either like they know that he's gonna play, or they're just waiting for the draft.
Well, yeah, and another thing is he came out and requested that trade or whatever, and then there was reports that nobody's interested. The Panthers didn't call, the
Yeah,
Patriots didn't call, the
you're
Falcons.
telling me no one's interested in him. I think it's more like he didn't request a trade.
It's either that or the owners. I mean, we've said again, we've talked about this for so many weeks because it's still ongoing, and there's not that much to talk about. But the owners are just not going to give a guaranteed contract. So
Yeah,
the GMs
like
can
you
tell.
said,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's just not gonna happen, especially now that Jalen Hurts, look what he did in this season. He didn't get fully guaranteed money. Like the Browns were just, that was like a desperate act. They were like, we'll sign with the devil to win a game, and that's what they did.
Right, and it turned out that the devil forgot how to play football. But yeah, right. So like people are so stupid. Like, oh, the Falcons really think Desmond Ritter is better than Lamar Jackson. No, the GM could say to the owner, "Hey, do I have permission to go get this guy?" And the owner's going to say, "Sure, but we're not giving him a fully guaranteed deal." And then the GM will be
Yeah,
like, "Okay, we're going to go with Desmond Ritter then because he's not going to sign with us."
agreed.
So
Um, I think football, mainly football, since it's one game, there's gonna be a really hot take because I think it happens more likely now in sports. The Super Bowl MVP should be able to get it should be able to go to the losing team. Because who's the MVP of the game? Mahomes or
oh, I see what
Hurts?
you're saying. No, Hurts without question. I don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people agree with you. I think I might even agree with you. Um, who was Mahomes the MVP?
Yeah.
I don't. I think he like barely threw over 200 yards. I think there are special circumstances where everyone goes, that guy is the best player on either team without question. and that's when it should go to the loser, even the loser of the Super Bowl, even though that never happens.
Because
And I do think that was one of those times where everyone watched that
yeah.
game and said, "Cool, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts is for real."
So most valuable player, MVP, most valuable player, not most valuable player on the winning team.
Right.
It's a different award, but the most valuable player doesn't have to be on the winning team. He was the most valuable player by far. Like it wasn't even close.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
they were like, no thanks.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And what's funny is if that second touchdown fumble wasn't called back, that guy who recovered the fumble would have been the MVP because he
Would have
was
been
getting two
MVP.
defensive
Yeah.
touchdowns. Um, yeah, I don't disagree. I think there are special circumstances. It reminds me of like when Russell Westbrook won the MVP when they were the 6th seed
Right.
because he averaged triple double. No one did it since Oscar Robertson. I think Jalen Hurts played well enough in that game for everyone. There was no question. There was no question. Well, Mahomes played. No, Mahomes did not play better. Jalen Hurts outplayed him. He should have won. But I think he's okay.
Right.
I think he's a-okay, especially with the 23 mil that's just wired in his bank account.
In there. Because then I say especially more for football because it's one game, unlike like literally any other sport. It's 7 games, so it's hard to be like that one guy on a losing team for like really all 4 to 5, 6 or 7 games.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
right. Here's a take I have. Well, first of all, do we agree that football is the best sport to watch? Just like
at home or in person?
Just at home on TV.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay, here's a take I have. I was sitting there thinking, I was watching a baseball game, thinking about the draft. April, here's my take. April is the best.
Wait, before you say it, I feel like I know what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna agree with you. Yes, you're right, and I agree. So yeah, keep going.
What was I gonna say?
You're gonna say April is the best time of the year for sports.
100%. It's easily the best month.
Not even close.
Because let's just list off from April 1.
You're gonna start with the Masters. Go ahead.
Incorrect. I'm gonna start with the college football.
April 1st.
Sorry, the college basketball national championship is in April. Then we
April,
go to opening day baseball. Then we go to the hockey playoffs start, which is maybe the best playoffs to watch. Then we have basketball playoffs and the Masters and the NFL draft. I think without question, even though football is the best sport to watch technically, the NFL draft is box office. No one's missing that. Everyone wants to watch what's going to happen, and we're going to transition into that. I think April's the best month without question. I wake up and it's just like there's a Pirate game on, then we're talking about the draft, then there's the Warriors playing the Kings, and then after that the Bucks playing. It's just the best. I love April. This is the best.
Well, baseball started March 30th this year, but yes, it is the best.
Okay, relax.
And it's just like so much going on, like you said. But then when you hit like June, like mid-June, people are like, "This sucks," because you had like all these things on like so rapidly, and like this is amazing. And then you hit like the summer months, and just like this is so boring. We only can watch baseball. Like it's such a huge like it's like peak to worst.
Right, and it's even worse when you're rooting for a baseball team who stinks. But
that's true.
I might.
You're in it this year so far.
I'm just saying. Bryce Young seems to be the odds-on favorite to go number 1 overall. After it looked like for a while C.J. Stroud was the guy. And Adam Schefter said, Stroud should go number 2. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans don't go quarterback there because they don't entirely love Levis or Richardson.
Well, I think Levis and Richardson are just more risk than reward.
Right. And they do not like C.J. Stroud. Now, listen, I'm not a scooper, okay? I'm not Adam Schefter. But I was told 2 months ago by someone who shall remain nameless that the Texans have no interest in taking C.J. Stroud, number 2 overall. And the reason for that, this is public domain. I haven't done my research on this, so I could be wrong. But the
I'm
person told me the
listening.
reason why they aren't going to take him is because he shares an agent with Deshaun Watson. And they don't want to do business with that guy. And
Isn't it like absurd to you how like you're associated with someone, you're just like, no thanks. But like you're a whole different entity or person.
right. I just think they don't want to talk to that agent at all. Now, listen,
No.
I could be wrong. That's an easy, quick Google search. I'm just being too lazy. But if that is the case, and they don't think Stroud is good enough to look past all that stuff, if they don't take a quarterback, the draft is going to be chaos. Because then you have the Cardinals and the Colts. The Cardinals aren't going to take a quarterback. So they're either going to take best available or they're going to trade out of there. That's when you
Right. I think they're 100% going to trade out. They're going to trade out because someone's going to be like, we want CJ Stroud maybe like 7. Oh my God, you didn't go? Right up. 100%. It's going to be more than one team. It's going to be multiple teams
yeah,
trying to
and
trade
you
up.
know who's picking 7.
Yeah, Raiders.
That's correct. I don't think they're going to take a quarterback.
Not after getting your boy.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah, it's just
Fucking PG, Mr. Mr. What do they call it? I forget what you said.
What do I say?
Forget Mr. Pretty Boy, something like that.
Do I say that when I
So
say?
someone said that. Yeah, maybe.
I don't think the Raiders are going to take a quarterback, but here's the thing. Let's just pretend.
All right.
Cardinals don't trade back. They take the best available on linemen or
Defense.
sure. Then you have the Colts. Jim Irsay, he's a psychopath. Let's say he takes Anthony Richardson. Okay? Just go super big.
Yeah.
Then you have Seattle and Detroit.
No quarterback, no quarterback.
So if C.J. Stroud
You're telling me if
falls
he's
to
up there at 7, they don't take him or they will.
I'm saying if they don't take him,
You're not a Raider fan.
I will come on this show
Oh, here we go.
the day after,
No, I want the night of.
the night of, immediately after the pick is done, in a mood I've never been in before. Because I'm not advocating to trade up to get him because I don't know if he's going to be good. And if Levis falls to you, I would just take who cares? Just take Levis at 7, whatever. Or if Jalen Carter falls to you because he had a gun or whatever, we'll take him. Or if that Christian Gonzalez corner is pretty good, we'll take him. If they think they can win with Jimmy G, that's cool. If C.J. Stroud, who at one point was the consensus number 1 overall pick, and the only reason he's not going to is because Deshaun Watson's agent is his agent, and he's there at 7, and they don't take him. Oh boy, I'll lose my mind.
So you're saying he's not worth to trade up for, but he's worth taking at 7.
Yeah. If he falls to you, if sometimes you just have to get lucky. If we could get him without giving anything up, yeah, you have to take him.
But I think, like I said, if he doesn't go 2, someone's calling in for 3.
Right? Yeah. This is all a fantasy. This is a fairy tale. This is perfect storm.
The majority of the teams, not including the Panthers, don't need a quarterback.
I know. It's the Colts, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And the teams that like the Patriots or somebody, I don't know, that would have to jump up are so far back that they would have to give up so much. The Raiders are right there, so they wouldn't have to give up everything.
I don't know how Bryce Young is going to want. Alabama quarterbacks do not do well at all in the draft.
Yeah, they haven't. Well, except for Jalen Hurts.
He was basically Oklahoma.
Isn't that interesting that out of him, Mac Jones, and Tua, he became the best one?
And they got rid of him. They benched him.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Tua, I was never a big fan of, but I saw his potential. and he's good, but he's just like you like look at him and his skull cracks.
Well, the thing with Tua is like people were saying like, he's just got to be if he's going to be good in this league, he's got to be Drew Brees. And I remember thinking, well, I'll take the field. I I don't think he's going to
Yeah,
become Drew Brees.
yeah,
Call me
no way.
crazy. He is pretty good. He just can't stay healthy. I
He
feel
can't
bad
stay
for him.
healthy. No, like he's like one concussion away from being paralyzed.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, but you know that happens. Now
Matt Jones like forgot how to play football.
McCorkle, have some respect.
You know that.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, C.J. Stroud. I listen. He might go. The Texans might swallow their pride there, but I've just been told. I've been
All right,
told.
let's go off his fantasy.
Okay.
They draft him, right?
Yep.
And he, now he's doing like extremely well in preseason, and they're like, wow, this might be a QB competition. What do you do with him?
C.J.
Do you
Stroud.
start him? Yeah, do you start him week one or
Wait,
ride with
who
Jimmy
are we
G?
talking about? The Raiders?
Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about the Texans. No, you still go with Jimmy G.
even if he has like the best preseason
Yeah, because
ever.
in theory he's going up against backups. You know, so I just think, and listen,
Well,
and then if
even
we're
if that happens, Jimmy G's out week two, then he's starting anyway.
exactly a full 17 game season with Jimmy Garoppolo, you could convince me that we win 9 or 10 games and sneak in.
Yeah.
A full 17 games with C.J. Stroud, as good as he would be in the preseason, how often is it that a rookie comes in and you just make the playoffs? Not often. Even Joe Burrow was like before he got hurt,
He
they
got
were like
hurt, but yeah.
4-9 or something.
Yeah.
So Mahomes, I am pro not playing rookies. I'm pro bench for a year.
Right. So I don't know if football does this. I don't think so. So, because I think in baseball or basketball, you have to play a certain amount of games to like not be a rookie. Like
No,
Mahomes didn't
football.
play at all.
No, he
So
still was a
like,
sophomore.
so football doesn't do that.
Right, because that's the whole thing with Donovan Mitchell. He should have been rookie of the year. I mean, Donovan Mitchell should have beat Ben Simmons straight up. It didn't matter, and that's it. Listen, do I feel vindicated now that Ben Simmons doesn't know how to shoot the basketball?
You got what you want. You got what you.
It was worth it. Everyone knows who the rookie
Yeah.
of the year is. It was worth it. And then when he eliminates the Celtics next year in the second round, people are gonna maybe he is better than Tatum, but that's a different story. That's a different podcast. Yeah, C.J.
Not this
Stroud.
time.
C.J. Stroud. It's late. C.J. Stroud is I don't think he might not go 2, and then it's gonna be chaos. And listen, April just the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, and the Masters. Did I say the Masters? It's just great. John Rahm, love him. Well, I don't love him, but I'm happy he beat Brooks. I'm happy that happened.
Masters is good this year. It's crazy how they played like 36 holes in one day though. My back would be shot, and I think I would probably lose 15 golf balls.
Here's a question: how wide would the hole have to be, the golf hole, for you to win the Masters? Like everyone is playing,
like the cup.
like the cup, like everyone, like John Rahm is you versus John Rahm. You are playing, or I'm sorry, John Rahm is playing a normal cup. You are playing on a how many feet wide cup? 10
I
feet?
can't get the ball straight, so it doesn't matter.
What if it was a 10-foot wide hole?
It has to be the whole green.
The whole green is the hole.
Okay, on a par 3, 190 yards out, okay? Think about this. Get it on the green, you get a hole in one. Are you getting it in? Not one chance. Right in the water, right in the sand, knocking off someone's head. You killed that person. You lost this ball, and you still missed. You shot a 4. So, and Rom had a birdie that hole, and you shot a 4. You got bogey.
Yeah, you're right.
600-yard hole. You're getting 3. The whole green. You're getting 3. No way. You're getting 10.
You'd probably make the cut.
No way.
Hey, listen, you're right.
How many people, if you play through 4 rounds of the Master, how many people are you hitting / killing? Realistically.
I'm not killing anyone because I don't have the ball speed.
Yeah.
I don't have the ball speed.
It's going to dribble next to their foot.
I'm hitting. If I play how many rounds? 2 rounds because I'm not making the cut.
But yeah, fine. We'll do 2.
I'm hitting. How many
A
holes?
good amount.
36 holes.
30. Look at the videos.
I'm
They're
hitting.
literally
I'm
on.
hitting.
They're on top of the tee box like this. They're on top of the tee box.
I'm hitting bare minimum 20 people dead in the screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dead to rights.
100%.
I'm getting a.
100%.
I'm getting a lesson on Saturday.
What? And how to hit someone?
Yeah, boxing lesson. No, I'm golf lesson.
Yeah, I know. I don't do the golf lessons for me are just like you might as well just go out and have fun anymore. Like I'm not gonna become a pro or like really good.
Well, I just
So
need to learn how to hit the ball in the air.
right, you hit
So
ground balls.
it's that is. I just want to be so. I want to be good at that sport. I want to just be average at that sport so bad, I lose sleep over it.
But like, what's average?
I just
Under
want to be able to
100?
like if I'm teeing off, I want to be able to say like I could break 100 today. Like I'm gonna just
Like,
shoot 95.
like constant. Like every time you go, like hopefully I shoot like 95.
That's yeah, and that's just I
Bogey.
just
You're
want
a
that in
little
the
over
sights.
bogey golf.
That's yeah, that's all I'm looking for really. Anyway,
I not bad.
are you all right? You got a crank in your neck?
Yeah.
We need some news stories to talk about. This is what happens. We go off on absolute nonsense tangents. But it's
Sports.
okay because listen, again, April. It's a smorgasbord of sports. I love it. Allergy season though. Getting a
You
little
love it.
Getting a little sniffly.
You love it.
Did I ever show you this? Look at this. It's me and my dad.
Look nothing alike. You look no. It literally looks. No.
He was like, "Put this jersey on and like walk toward the camera." Like my dad wasn't telling me what I was even doing. I'm like, "What am I
Yeah.
doing this for?" Anyway, that's it. I think I'm done. You got anything else?
Yeah, football. I'm trying to think. Football.
The Knicks are done. They're gonna get gentleman sweep 4-1.
You can't. We already won the first game. It's not gentleman's
4-1.
sweep.
4-1.
No, that's not gentleman's sweep.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
A gentleman sweep is when you lose 4-1.
I know, but I think the true meaning of gentleman's sweep is you're an away team. You lose both away. You win game 3 at home. You lose game 4, game 5. That's the true definition of gentleman's
You
sweep.
just made that up.
No.
How about this? They're gonna lose 4-1.
Nope.
And you're gonna be sweeping up your tears.
No. I'm sweeping up Donovan Mitchell and you and your bum ass Jazz too.
You know, every time you watch him play, you realize he was like a second away from being a Knick.
And guess what? I'm so happy he's not.
That's just you. You are just don't lie. Don't lie to yourself.
Did you see what they wanted for him?
Yeah. Did you see what he did to you?
It's tied 1-1. It's 1-1.
Yeah.
And he put up 15 points game 2.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys lost by 25.
What about game 1? He put up 40 and they lost, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you got lucky.
You could put up 100 and you lose. Do I care? No.
Well, when you guys get gentlemen swept, you're gonna wish you had him instead of
No,
Quentin
I
Grimes.
guarantee
Quentin
you.
Grimes is untouchable. The guy doesn't even shoot the ball. Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, give me a. I do not.
You
like
could have had
Quentin
Donovan Mitchell,
Grimes.
Jalen Brunson, and Julius
He
Randle.
plays good D.
Did you hear that? You could have had Jalen Brunson, Donovan, and Julius Randle.
Yeah, and then no bench. We have fucking PG. You have you. You have you on the bench.
Yeah, you'd be better.
They wanted 7 draft picks.
That's
quickly. I swear to God, literally came out quickly. OB and someone else.
Yeah, you should have done it.
Yeah, okay.
Because who are you gonna get with that draft pick in 2038? We're gonna
So-
be dead.
So you're telling me the Cavs did it, right? Okay, great. Are they gonna win it all this year? Most likely not.
I got $1 to bring
Your
it full
Kings
circle.
are gonna win it. Who's gonna come out of the East?
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay. All right. Who's gonna come out of the West? The Sacramento Kings.
I actually think it's gonna be Bucks Clippers for real.
Clippers are now beating the Suns, but
Okay.
they're losing 7.
How could you say it's gonna go 7 games, but there's no way they could? We're done. Goodbye.